What does that mean?
We're the Trusties. I'm Tony.
I'm Chris.
I'm watching you. Peace.
We're almost to Friday, guys. It is Thursday. Woo!
Yeah. I had a long day in my regular job. I'm a little out of it.
So, you know, the other day we talked about Facebook Lives and what to do and what, you know, kind of not to do. And we had quite a few people actually reach out to us because they're struggling with doing lives. And we totally get it. It can be a little unnerving, I guess is the word, right?
I know somebody that didn't want to do it at all.
Yeah, me.
I think it was that one challenge where she was forced to do it in her car that one time, and she realized, you know, if I just talk, it isn't a big deal.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It really isn't.
You just have to think of it as just a friend in front of you and stop thinking about all the people that are going to see you and you're going to make a mistake and you're going to embarrass yourself. No, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just talk. It's as if you're talking to somebody right there in front of you. It's not all this stuff that's out there on the outside that you're thinking about.
Yeah, I just get rid of the whole perfectionist mentality, because you're not going to be. So.
And that's what people don't want that anyway. If they did it perfect every time, they're going to get bored with it. They want people that are regular people. I swear to God, that's all they want. They want people that are like them.
I know someone had mentioned at one point that, you know, like for women, make sure that you always look good. You have your makeup done and you know, you look professional. You guys, I don't care. I've been on here with no makeup on. I've been on with my hair up. When we were riding not too long ago, we were filthy.
Yeah, we were really unkept and we were doing live videos and people loved them, so.
It's fine. People don't care.
Whatever.
They don't care. It's what you talk about and if they, you know, if you resonate with them. So just do whatever you're comfortable with. It's kind of like when my grandpa, you know, in the old days, going to church, you always had to dress up in your Sunday best. And my grandpa, when he got older, he had a really hard time putting on his Sunday best, so he wouldn't go to church because he could only go in his jeans, and that wasn't cool.
They were told that's what was required.
Yeah, and I'm like, God doesn't care. Just go, Grandpa.
And quite honestly, in my belief, you don't even have to go. You just...
I know, that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic, but...
We won't go on that. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. Go in your jeans, go wherever you want. Just do whatever you want, guys. Just be you. That's what people want to see. So, anyway, the one thing I wanted to talk about was I did watch a video from Stacy Hall on, I believe it was on Monday. And she shared some great tidbits as to where to find content or get ideas for doing videos because we struggle some days. I come home and I'm like, what are we gonna talk about? And we're doing these challenges, so we have to have something to talk about.
Believe it or not, we've done a lot of talking. And at some point, you're gonna hit a wall.
Yeah.
And the best of the best, I guarantee you, some days are like, what in the world are we gonna talk about today?
Yeah.
So sometimes you just need guidance. You have to go out there and find some inspiration from someone else.
Yeah, and always make sure you use your own words. Take what you got from it.
Yeah, don't repeat the same thing they said.
All right, so the first place, guys, is Pinterest. Obviously, Pinterest is huge. You can type in something, whatever you're looking for, and it's going to bring you up all kinds of boards that have been saved. If you're in health and wellness, or if you're in skincare. I know I got this tidbit from Fallon Zoe when she was doing her 30-day challenges. She said, you know, especially for women who are in skincare or makeup, do a whole week-long series of, you know, who, what, where, why should you do skincare, you know? And you can find that information on Pinterest or in whatever product you're selling or trying to promote. So that was an excellent example. And
the build-up, you're building on to something.
So
you're making people anticipate something coming in the future. Instead of blurting everything out in this long, extended, rambling session, you can just prepare them for something that's coming down the road. That just builds up the anticipation.
That's awesome, Emily. Where are you getting all your content? And, you know, sometimes it's almost like you need a handy-dandy notebook, you know, with you at all times, because I'll be driving somewhere and I'll be like, oh, It's an idea, and then by the time I get home, I forget. So
again, she likes to write things down. It's all up here.
Yeah, I have to write it down because there's just way too much going on up here. But that's awesome, Emily.
I just go to my nothing box for a while, and then I come back, and then I open up my content box.
Also, pay attention when you're on Pinterest, guys, is if you type something in, and it'll bring up certain boards. If you scroll down a little bit further, it'll actually bring up more of a breakdown, and it'll say something about, like, if you searched for, I don't know, skincare, and it'll break it down to even more categories for you to kind of explore in. So just don't stick with that one search engine. Just kind of scroll down and look more. I'm sure everybody's familiar with Pinterest, but it is huge. Short, sweet, everywhere. Okay, so the other place is Google. Google!
I know. How many have kids out there? I mean, God, I bet every one of them would just look it up on Google, Mom.
Yeah. Not Yahoo.
It's harder for us older people to think that right off the bat because we had Encyclopedia Britannica in the library down the street. We didn't have all library. This boom right off our computer. So still trying to get used to that for some of us. But yeah, that's a great source for everything.
So to do it in Google, and this is what I got from Stacy on Monday, do how to, comma, and then if you're in health and wellness, do health and wellness, or how to, you know, skin blah, or how to whatever. Always put the comma, how to, comma, and then whatever, you know, you're looking for. And it's going to bring up all kinds of stuff. And then it's also going to bring up another box. Yep, keywords too, exactly. When you...
She got you off track there.
Yeah, sorry. I should read the comments. But... so after you put that in and you scroll down, it'll show you what other people have been looking for. So you can then feed off of that. Oh, so-and-so asked this question exactly with that word that you were looking for. And then you can see what they say. I mean, you can find a ton of content just from that. And then magazines. This one's big. We do sometimes a date night at Barnes & Noble, which is cool. You know, you can certainly do that. Yeah, my battery's
dying, so don't ramble.
Barnes & Noble, of course, go to the magazines, see what other people, what other magazines in your niche are talking about. But you can do that on Google. So if you do Google, go to magazines, and then say comma clean eating, because that is a magazine. It'll bring up all the front covers of that particular magazine, or do comma fitness, and then you can see what that magazine was talking about for that month. Obviously people are buying those magazines, right? So they want that information. So that's a great place to get ideas. Barnes & Noble too. Go get a coffee, have some fun with your spouse.
Not to mention it's a big resource. You can feed off each other while you're in there.
Right.
And you got all those sources right there.
Right. So Google, number one. Not Yahoo, Google. All right, YouTube. Did not know about this one either.
It's my favorite place.
So YouTube,
guitar lessons.
You can use that as a search engine. So if you put a word in, so let's just say fitness. If you scroll to the bottom, it will actually populate what other people are looking for in YouTube. Again, then you just look, see what they're, you know, check it out, Google it. There's your content. Okay, so it's pretty awesome. So YouTube, I never would have thought of that one. Let's see. I'm going to kind of skip around because I don't have much battery life here. Facebook groups. Go to certain Facebook groups, you know, whatever you like to talk about.
Just search for the content and
see what people are asking. So if you have a hobby, say like quilting, okay, like mine, and, you know, I maybe want to share some information about that with you all. I'm going to go to a quilting Facebook group and find out what people maybe are struggling with or what they have questions with. And then come back on here and talk about it. So, you know, just kind of get familiar with your groups. Talk to people. See what they're asking, what they're inquiring about. It's a great place. Yep, Emily, TV ads too. That's great. Great idea. Quora. I think that's how you say it.
What's Quora?
Okay, I didn't know what this was, and this is something that I got from Tanya Eliza. It's an information...
That's her idol.
It is. It's an information... Oh, sweet Melody, we need to talk. I'm going to a Quilt As You Go class on Saturday. I'm super excited. Let's see. Quora. I believe what it is, I've only been in it a little bit, so I may not be all right on this, but it's like an information type network. So basically, if you have questions about certain things, you will type in a question, and then there are other people in there who kind of will come in and answer those questions. So if you're in health and wellness and you say, you know, what's the best diet for 2019, then other people will answer that question for you, and they'll say, well, this one is, or that one is, and then kind of tell you why. So it's kind of like an informational network, like an information center is kind of what I've gathered. But I just did some playing around the other night and typed in like a question, and got all kinds of feedback. So that's another great place to look for ideas for video content. Let's see. Also on Google, type in social media live challenges. You will find a ton of ideas for content. A ton. I did it the other day and I was just overwhelmed. So, because there's challenges going on all the time. So that's another, again, Google. But that's how you can find your content. So on those off days when maybe you don't have anything interesting going on in your life and you don't feel that you're interested enough to share that or whatever. But
I mean, Google's the easiest source. I mean, you got many options just through them alone. And then Facebook would probably be next, because the groups that you have in there, there are so many groups and so many different discussion variables that you got there. And then maybe off sources like YouTube and other, you know, small programs like that. Because quite honestly, in comparison to the first two, even YouTube is quite small in comparison. But they have a lot of things, and you know, when you're bored, YouTube's a great source, and while you're in there, you might just bump into something that brings you some ideas. Just write them down when you see it, because you know you're going to forget it an hour later. So those are just some ideas from us to help you along with the struggle when you hit the wall, like we're talking about.
And just just do it. You know.
You're welcome, Melody. Just
get on and do it, and even if you feel like you're talking about nothing, you may be talking to somebody.
Right. It's going to have value to somebody. Yeah. Whether it's one person or 1,000 people, doesn't matter.
Our first 30-day challenge that we did a couple of months ago, we just talked about what we did every single day or what was going on in our life, because we just wanted people to get to know us. That was it. That was all we talked about. And some days it was pretty boring. But
I think a few of them we were almost falling asleep. Falling asleep on our own videos. That's pretty pathetic.
So just do it. We want to encourage people to get out and do lives. We actually, I think, enjoy doing them. I don't think they're as painful as they used to be. And you know, if we can help other people, that's what our goal is. So all right. So that's all we got for tonight, because my battery is like screaming at me. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And we will catch you all tomorrow.
All right.
See ya.
See you guys.